echoed softly, me and you.
Welcome to NeoX, a new science fiction themed world built in Second Life by Grace and Cassie Am. This world is guided by three core ideas. Technology uplifts rather than oppresses. Identity is fluid, expansive, and celebrated. And exploration of space, self, and society. NeoX opened in August 2025. It currently encompasses an aerial favela Vegas, Skyport Berry, and a shiny surface city with Tripsa Towers as its lively downtown, and Port Gynoid as its community hub and residential suburb. And there's lots more to come. We're a community with role play, not a role play sim. We've got great skylines, but we're not a photo blogger destination. We're a place, a vibe, a home. Come on by for a latte at Cafe Helium or little blue snack cubes at Cubie and see what we mean. We don't do social media, but we've got an active communities on Flickr and on Discord. NeoX is a successor project to New Victoria Township, a Victorian steampunk community which ran in Second Life from August 2024 to April 2025. While New Victoria Township was wonderful, Grace and Cassie felt it was time to move on, and in particular, to create a positive vision of the future in these challenging times. After remarkably little brainstorming, the concept of neo-extropia came into being. A little bit about extropia. Extropia was an early experiment in communal living and management in Second Life, and a home for artists, futurists, designers, identity explorers. It was a product of four partners, Sofrosiny Stenvag, Galatea Gynoid, Argent Bury, and Vidal Tripsa, whose names are commemorated in venues around Neo-Extropia. In the heyday of SL, it hosted events regularly, drawing nearly 100 people, from dance parties to salons, with Hugo Award-winning science fiction writers, NASA scientists, journalists, and artists from around the world. As the 2000s progressed, it became harder to sustain the vision of a shining techno-optimistic future. Vidal's and Argent's RL affiliates went on to successful and happy lives, shutting down their digital ghosts. Without Argent, Soft went into stasis. Galatea kept the place running on a smaller scale for a long time, but time took its toll, and Extropia became but a memory of the lost age, a beloved retro future. It's not 2007 anymore. Hope is harder and more desperately needed. We won't be bringing in this year's Hugo winners or hosting RL organizations. We will be dreaming a better future, a better world, and building a real day-to-day community of people united in hope, creativity, and joy. Join us. There's plenty of little blue snack cubes for everyone. We'll be hearing more about the Crimson Alcove and O'Malley, Dakota, but here's a little bit about it. The Crimson Alcove is a cyber brothel in Skyport Berry, easily recognized by its neon signage and graffiti silhouettes glowing against the steel span. Equal parts bordello, lounge, and social hub, it caters to locals, travelers, and off-world crews seeking pleasure, anonymity, or a place to wait out the night. Inside, the alcove's decor mixes industrial plating with paisley walls, neon tubing, and holographic art. The first floor houses the reception desk, bar, and lounge where visitors book rooms or linger over drinks. A broad stage dominates the center, alive with music, dancing, and pole performances under pulsing lights. The glow spills outward, drawing patrons deeper into the haze of neon and smoke. Upstairs, guests find gaming cabinets and private seating, an arcade lounge atmosphere layered over the brothel's carnal trade. Private rooms range from intimate dens to lavish suites, each fitted with distinct lighting and decor, from round beds against honeycomb backdrops to neon ringed pods and futuristic toy shelves. The rooftop terrace extends the experience into open space, complete with a pool, hot tubs, and cushioned platforms overlooking below. A glowing sign reminds patrons, fear not the ghosts, beware human fuckery. Operated by O'Malley Dakota, the Crimson Alcove maintains itself as common ground in Skyport Berry, neither faction aligned nor beholden to local guilds. Information moves here as freely as bodies, and secrets often trade hands alongside credits. On Thursday evenings, the alcove also hosts Miss Grace's bedtime stories, drawing a different kind of crowd for lore, reading, and role play. To some, it is decadence, to others, sanctuary. To the city, the Crimson Alcove is inevitable. The current proprietor of the Crimson Alcove Bordello is O'Malley Dakota. Now, she's not a native of NeoX. Very little is known about her previous life, except that she lived in an industrial area world. Like so many others, she emerged from Rift space aboard an obscure freight vessel. She brought with her an alleged background in the carnal trades and copious, though mysterious, financial backing. Her stated philosophy is that the Crimson Alcove should always be a common ground, not aligning itself with any faction or business interest. O'Malley and her staff offer a discreet variety of services for both locals and off world travelers. Her knowledge of the shipping trade and commerce is acute. Few details are known about her personal life. Some say that her loyalties are in the stars themselves. The Ravenwood Casino. From the House of Stillness to the Ravenwood. Long before the skyport thrummed with freighters and drone laced air corridors, its uppermost level held something quieter. The House of Stillness, a Buddhist monastery built by exiled techno-monastics who believed serenity could survive the future. Constructed with sacred geometry and star steel joints, it was a place of elevated thought and engineered silence. Gravitation softened meditation chambers, micro-edged sutras on thermal glass, chanting halls tuned to harmonic frequencies. The monks vanished without ceremony. The building did not. After the silence, over the next several decades, it passed through flawed hands. A black market auction house that folded before its second shipment, a meditation tech startup that claimed to upgrade enlightenment with neural implants and quietly disappeared after a failed investor demo, a weapons broker who was outbid and outgunned. Each owner left less of a mark than the last. The structure endured, waiting. The year of transition. The Lotus Vault Casino was a failing, dust-cloaked relic, more echo than enterprise, barely clinging to the memory of its former purpose. Vivian was placed behind the bar by the onboarding authority, one of the faceless agencies that process Rift arrivals and assign provisional roles. Her file said, Tavern owner. Nothing flagged, no threats predicted. They thought they were filling a vacancy. They were handing her the city. She learned the room fast, who paid attention, who owed too much, who thought they owned the place. She didn't challenge, she curated. She poured the drinks, watched the flow of money and murmurs, and made notes in her head. The first owner disappeared quietly. No one asked too hard. The second barely lasted a month. The third? Vivian made her an offer, retire with grace or be forgotten without it. No violence, no coup, just gravity. By the end of that first year, the name Ravenwood wasn't just on the deed. It was spoken in lower tones, carefully. She didn't inherit power. She arranged it. The Ravenwood Casino now. The Ravenwood is no longer a place of prayer. It is a 3-story casino where fortunes change faster than the airlock cycle, and control is an art form. First floor, gambling proper. Carefully monitored tables, discrete digital interfaces, and house odds that always seem just fair enough. Second floor, lounge and VIP room for deals best made out of view. Liquor smooth, conversation smoother, stakes unspoken. Third floor, Vivian's domain. It's not an office, it's an overlook. Everything filtered up, nothing escapes notice. The original bones remain, sacred lines beneath synthetic polish. Vivian fills the space completely. There are no echoes, no monks, no ghosts, only Vivian. It is rumored if she smiles at you twice, you're either in deep or already lost. Remember that the house always wins, especially when she's not smiling. And they say she's still waiting for someone, just one person. You'll know if it's you. Sidonia Wren, longtime hostess and proprietor of Club Argent, in her opinion, the best dance club in Neo-Extropia. In the past year, it relocated from seaside Neo-Extropia up to Vivian Ravenwood's expanding domain in Skyport Berry, and there's certainly a story to be told there. Sidonia is a licensed counselor to Rift arrivals. She applies her professional training to help them feel at home, much as she does within the angled walls of Argent. She is also convinced she has the best ass in Neo-Extropia, crediting Hannah Feversham with a strong second place. Someday there may be a judge contest to test this assertion. From Sidonia's diary. Hey, diary. No, that doesn't work. I'm going to branch my AI companion for this, as I don't want you tattling to the other sides of my life. So I'm going to call the new splinter Octavio. Hey, Octavio. Maxi private, okay? Just us. Bio, keyword, deep encryption. Hannah's finally talked me into doing this. It's not like I needed convincing of the value of an AI companion for therapy. I just never thought that applied to me. I'm a trained counselor, an experienced professional, and I have my own human counselor like we're supposed to. And it's not like I've got problems and a silent companion, one that just leaves me with my own thoughts. Ugh. But here I am. I weathered that shitstorm of Vivian's, kept the smile on, kept blandly polite, knew which way the wind blows not to get involved with her challenger. Mama didn't raise a fool. Not like Mama raised me. But whatever. What's the old saying? If you take a shot at the king, you best not miss. That girl, Morel, Serene, whatever, was good, good enough for anywhere else. But I never thought for a moment her aim would be true. So things are settling down to a new normal, which is definitely not the old normal. Anna knows Vivian from the before times. She says back then she was a lot like me, just warm and open with her customers, kindly, always knowing what everyone needed. Huh, she's not my rift adjustment client, thank fuck. Good science, of course, that matched me with the adorable, repressed Hannah, and not the Empress of Corruption, as Hannah sometimes calls Vivian, or the deeply PTSD soldier who came along with them. And wow, was that a thicket of unemployment with how her counselor totally screwed the pooch. Humble barmaid, my spectacular ass. Speaking of spectacular asses, Hannah was in last night, left with the new chick with the blue side shave and cyber ink along her temple. Pretty hot. Where was I? How the fuck does Hannah stay on track with this? Oh, I know. It's the Victorian habit of letter writing, composing your thoughts into a structure like a sonnet or something. Me? I'm all over the place. Now, what the fuck was my point? Oh, yeah, the new normal. The town's still on edge. People are jumping at shadows. I've broken up more fights in Argent in the past month than in all the years I've run the club. But you know what's got my spine tingling? The Port Authority. It's been like a black hole through this whole thing. I hear fucking everything, all right? And zero. It's creeping me out enough to talk to a bot who won't talk back. The only information broker left is Vivian. And no way am I making the pilgrimage to the third floor of the Ravenwood. But I need to know which way the wind is blowing, if only to protect the people who pass through my doors. I don't get a lot of clientele from Oldport. They mostly party at the Red Shift. Clannish bunch. Dr. Singh comes through sometimes, and I know he's up to some sort of mad science. But politics is completely beyond him, and he doesn't talk to humans other than me and the bartenders, I don't think. I need an in. Time to charm the pants off someone? Octavio. No, that was a rhetorical question. I told you the whole diary thing means you don't get to talk back. And yes, charm the coveralls would be a more appropriate, but fuck off anyway. No, strike that. It's probably bad to be mean to your silent diary bot. Octavio, recording mode only, root level command, no override, even from me. Night, Octavio. I need to take Neon Midnight out for a spin and do some serious thinking. Talk to you tomorrow. We heard in Sidonia's diary, she referred to that shitstorm of Vivian's. Let's revisit what that shitstorm of Vivian's was about. You'll recall it began with whispers in the port scaffolds, a cargo reroute, a contract dropped, a name removed from a protection list. Serene had expanded too far. The pale hour wasn't quiet anymore. It was efficient, clean, elegant. It attracted people who used to owe their silence to Vivian Ravenwood, people who should have known better. Freelancers started bypassing the Ravenwood. Mid-tier operators checked in with Serene's people before they checked in with Vivian's. Even one of O'Malley's girls defected, quietly, permanently. Vivian said nothing. Not when she heard about the meeting with the out-of-system broker. Not when someone tagged her surveillance node in the old port with pale hour credentials. Not even when two Ravenwood-aligned clients turned up dead, information compromised. She waited, because Vivian Ravenwood doesn't make threats. She makes examples. And here's the shitstorm that Sidonia was talking about. They called it the quiet hour afterward. 6 names struck from the Ravenwood's register, 6 who would never be seen again. 6 bodies found in Old Port. Clean kills, knives still sheathed. Bodies left, not as a warning, but as a promise. A data broker pulled from a tram before reaching the docks. A Crimson Alcove girl who rerouted her loyalty was found seated in a chair inside the Ravenwood Casino, head bowed, untouched, but with her ledger account emptied and her status revoked. Yes, and there were others. Each one had stepped away from Vivian. Each one thought she hadn't noticed. She had. Vivian didn't watch the purges. She orchestrated them. She left the executions to people who had once been forgotten, favored by her, or fed by her. No bounty posted, no credits exchanged, just quiet orders and names, with one exception, Serene. Serene wasn't killed. She was dismantled. It happened that night when she tried to hold court. Her version of it, a high back chair, private security, clients who thought they'd found a new center of gravity. Vivian walked in alone. No guards, no fanfare, just a crimson coat and gloves she didn't remove. Serene stood, smiled. Vivian didn't. She crossed the room like the floor belonged to her, because it did. 2 guards went down before anyone registered motion. No blood, no resistance worth mentioning. Serene's hand flashed toward her blade, but Vivian was already there. The disarm was fluid, the counter precise. Vivian's knife found its mark through the center of Serene's right hand. The hand that signed deals, that left silk messages, that dared to build a shadow in Vivian's wake. Vivian leaned in, close enough to be memory. You know what the others never did. How to leave with a wound instead of a grave. Don't make me reconsider the distinction. Then she turned and left, and no one followed. The aftermath? The pale hour was shut down before sunrise. Serene vanished. The traders were already gone. No one filled their places. And inside the Ravenwood, the lights ran brighter for a few nights, just enough for people to remember who cast the longest shadow.
Before the credits, before the spin, before the city learned to sin, there was stillness shaped in stone, built for silence, held alone, a breath, a bell, a thread of light, a chamber tuned to starless night. No prayers remain, no monks, no names. Beneath each floor, stillness remains. Stillness remains above the wheel, above the glass, above the steel. Not gone, not past, just rearranged. Even stillness can be changed. The freighters came, the towers climbed, the silence traded, sold and timed. They filled the halls with light and schemes, and called it progress built on dreams. The name was lost, the purpose blurred, its chance replaced by lesser words. But through the noise and painted claims, the structure breathed beneath new names. Stillness remains in every game, in every whisper of her name. Not holy, not pure, but deeply arranged. Even stillness can be changed. They left the sacred lines, I kept them. The house was listening. I listened back. 3 floors high and no escape, yet peace can wear another shape. The cards still fall, the coins still spin, but the weight is meant.